Opera Company's presentation of opera of Rupert Lee. As you know, the Melbourne Opera Company is a company dedicated to promoting the talents of our young, wonderful Melbourne singers, and also to making opera more accessible to Melbourne public. And to that effect, we've been very fortunate in securing the services of Professor Ian Schonbrun. You've probably seen him many times on Peter Ross Show on Sundays. Actually, he should have been here at 7:30. It's a bit sort of funny about time, but he's here now, and to guide us through this evening's operas from Monash University, Professor Ian Schonbrun.
I do apologise for my late arrival. The history of music in the 18th century, of course, owes a great deal to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And this being the bicentenary of his death, it is appropriate that this company, the Melbourne Opera Company, is presenting one of his lesser-known works. There's also of some significance that it is coupled with a piece by Antonio Salieri, who, while enjoying great repute at that time, has since faded into relative obscurity. The play and later the film Amadeus chose to speculate on the relationship of these two writers and their obviously rivalry. That they were rivals is quite clear. In fact, this evening offers incontrovertible proof of that fact. Because, you see, these two one-act operas were commissioned in 1786 by Joseph II, a great patron of the art, as a competition between the two main schools of music in Austria. The dominant force in European music at that time was undoubtedly the Italian school. In fact, Italy dominated not only music, but most of the arts. And Italian was the dominant courtly language, and there was a prevailing belief that it was only appropriate language for song, the others, particularly German, being considered too coarse. Interestingly, we find this issue still not solved today, and we find much debate on whether it is better to present opera in its original language, or whether, as a dramatic theatrical form, it should be presented in the local language to allow greater immediacy and audience involvement. It was for this reason that I decided to hold this. It was for this reason that Joseph II decided to hold this competition and attempt to resolve the debate once and for all. Why should these Italian interlopers like Salieri dictate and sneer at our native tongue? The Austrians' native tongue, especially when we have such charming and inventive young composers like Mozart and others. Perhaps they are a little brash and modern at times, but they care about their country and they want to develop a musical style that is ours. Yes. Let me paint the scene for you. Joseph II commissioned these two works to be composed on the same subject, the preparation and casting of an opera. Interestingly, both librettists focused on the rivalry between sopranos, obviously a not uncommon phenomenon of the time, and both composers created a satirical pastiche on the current musical and operatic styles. The operas were performed on February the 7th, 1786, at a special evening in honour of their Highnesses the Governors General of the Netherlands. And the performances took place in the Orangery at the Palace. And we're not sure of the significance of this particular venue, but we do know that the audience was seated in the centre of the room and the operas were performed one at either end. Obviously, we held the operas here because it was the only reliably warm room in the palace. It was a glamorous evening, and the aristocracy were finding it increasingly difficult to relax and enjoy themselves in the old manor, as all kinds of crazy notions about democracy and the common people were finding a foothold throughout Europe. And in places like France, it was becoming conceivable that something as violent as a revolution may not be far away. However, this evening we were able to forget all that and simply relax. Everyone was there. Count von Dürkheim, Brigitte Simmel, und die Countess, Frau Braun, deine Tochter Schauspielerin. Of course, the composers had their supporters, and a great deal of friendly persuasion was applied as the evening progressed.
Here Mozart sends his best wishes and has asked me to remind you that if you want that chamber piece completed by next month, it will be necessary for him to be seen as the winner tonight. Otherwise, his financial position may make it impossible for him to proceed. I'm sure you understand. An occasional cry, an exclamation of delight. And from the young lady over here. No, don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
The first of the little operas I have commissioned for this evening is by our court composer himself, Signor Antonio Salieri. Bravo! Bravo! The maestro has graced us with his presence for many years now and is certainly our most popular composer. Let us see what comic confection the master has dreamed up for us this evening. Maestro.
Indeed, it's highly possible, and as for me like that, with these good-for-nothing poets. I'm about to lose my reason, to lose my reason. They will never be contented if they cannot have their way. They will never be contented if they cannot have their way. I would sooner be a butcher than waste my time with poets. I would sooner be a jester than write verses for composers. For the fool I must have been, though. For the fool I must have been, though. Then they come first in class for who has brought me to this way. What is done, as far as all the days. Indeed, it's highly possible, and has to be like that. Oh, drama, in 7 days, it's impossible, it's highly possible. In 7 days, it has to be like that. I would sooner be a jester, I would sooner be a butcher, I would sooner be a jester, than I was for performance. What a fool I must have been, though. What a fool I must have been, though. Oh! There they come, cursing rascal, who had brought me to this place. I would sooner be a jester, I would sooner be a butcher, I would sooner be a jester, than I was for performance. What a fool I must have been, though. What a fool I must have been, though. And they the cursing rascal who had brought me to this place, who had brought me upon this place, who had brought me to this place. All right, and you must decide, yes or no. Do you imagine that in 7 days, poetry and music? Concerning the music, there is no need to worry. I have it ready, and all you have to do is write the text. That's like asking to make the soup first, and later to make the man finish. All of you would-be poets must be crazy. My friend, try to be sensible. Who do you think would pay the slightest attention to the words or their meaning? Music alone counts. Music is all that matters. And yet his music ought to be expressing some kind of mood or sentiment, for better, for worse. My music possesses one great virtue. It lends itself superbly to any feeling. And the singers, who are they? I do not know. His Grace the Count of Pizio just yesterday did bring to my attention a famous prima donna. He says that she is excellent, and I believe him, and trust him, because his Grace himself assured me that he possesses excellent musical taste. The world, ye do know everything. It's only natural. I'd like, with your permission, to make you a little proposition. Well then, let me hear. I'm somewhat hesitant. I fear it might displease you. What the devil can it be? You make your offer. What harm can come of that? Until accepted, it's just an offer, not a deal. There is another prince who's been very kind to me. I say, a prince of a prince. He is rather anxious to distinguish himself on some occasion like the one before us, by presenting to the public a young lady who's an excellent tuba, a very fine soprano, and also honest, to whom he feels indebted. Is she a friend of yours? Yes. That's a bad sign. And why? I am not sure. It's just a thought. Tell me, just between us, this friendly prince of yours, is he not trying to get rid of that girl in some graceful manner and pass her on to me? Tell me the truth. Speak up now. Not at all. Quite the contrary. If he succeeds, he'll give us 100 gold laurels. You must admit that 100 gold laurels are not likely refused for such small terms. I'm not refusing the 100 florins, but you're not so hasty, my friend. That sum will have to be divided between us. That is, 50 for you, 50 for me. My friend, I was never a mercenary man. Let me point out, though, that I will have to do most of the work. Hence, I would deem it proper that the proposed division be done more fairly, with a far greater sense of right and equity.
You mean?
I will take 90, and you can have the rest.
Your honesty and fairness leave me speechless.
Good morning.
Can I help you?
Which of you is the maestro?
Why, madame, at your service.
I salute you.
Bad manners.
I have nothing to do with her.
How can I help you?
I'm Donna Eleonora.
Oh, you must be the lady, the famous prima donna who misgraced the Canovizio.
Oh, yes, I know him. The Count is adorable. He is so sweet.
Now then, she will grant him a wheelie protection.
I heard in passing that he is planning an operatic evening. It just so happens how very lucky for the Count that I am uncommitted.
Is good luck, no doubt. I imagine that you have sung in other operas.
Why, surely I've sung in all the greatest and most important of theatres in Europe. And only recently I sang in Cadiz, where in less than 2 years I've earned the sum of 1,000 crowns, and all in solid pieces.
What are solid pieces?
I don't know.
Well then, solid pieces, right?
Yes, solid pieces. Have you never been in Spain?
Never.
And neither you.
Neither.
How I must pity you. There, you should inquire about the great success, the great impression made by Donna Eleonora.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Shall we now make some music? I have here a lovely cavatina by Salieri on the poem Beloved. Will you grant us the favor?
With pleasure.
it makes no sense.
You are an animal. I know more about sense than you.
I wonder, quiet you, each one to his own senses. Please pay him no attention.
Let him be quiet, and for your sake, I shall forgive him.
Thank you. Go on. I shall defend thy honor, Miriam.
I shall defend thine honor. Thine honor is natural. No, I shall not betray thee. I shall not betray thee. I know just what I know.
something tragic and passionate. Yes, yes, let's hear.
I can perform the last scene inside the dungeon, in which being led to his death, the scene with the race his children, and they put me
Stupendous! Have compassion on Marina. Why, Joe, it's her aria. Let me find a page. I have it.
It's a rondo.
A rondo, I am delighted. Only I think we'll have one little problem. What is the matter this time? Only the missing characters.
You two can stand in for them.
Still not enough.
You two will be the children.
Oh, what sweet little babies.
Maestro, you come here.
But who shall accompany?
Come here. Let me the music. In scenes like this one, the action on the stage is more important.
And the orchestral background must be imagined. And Anya and Eponina.
Leave that to me. This chair will be Eponina. And this one will be Anya.
Oh, what a genius.
Stand close to one another.
Here we are.
Good boys.
Sabino has to be a soprano, and you groan like a Transylvanian bore.
For once I'm in agreement with the poet.
I'll sing no more.
Let us begin then. Attention. Basic exhibit sadness. In the silence.
I find the holding body quiet.
On this possession we must pleasure. Like this I cannot possibly reach you. You're staring me so rigid, and I'm cold like two Cossacks. You're too tall, too tall.
'Tis not our fault. Your lordship should start shrinking.
And you too, become shorter. Stand closer together.
You mean like this?
Oh,
We can go down no more.
can you remain a while in that position?
We shall try
Ready.
at your command.
On this possession we must treasure. Nevermore shall my eyes rest on you. With your anguish, cease your weeping, and to my death I shall go.
Why I shrink and sink below.
Oh, don't stop it! I cannot go on singing.
I'm using all my madness. I seem that nose to bursting.
Nothing will burst at all. No more excuses. Scornful tyrant, relent thy fury.
My misfortune, thou hast deserved.
Yet my praise I need in honor. Receive thee with my contempt. Nay, I leave thee with contempt.
Oh, the husband! I beg you! I'm weeping.
I see, I tell a clown.
It is bad if we follow great examples. Oh, have mercy, make an end now. For the youth of the world. And beware a shrieking state.
Have compassion on
That will not be easy.
Don't start again creating any problems. Here, nobody knows it. Some 6 or 7 years ago it was sung in folly to the text. Oh, sweetest remembrance of glances so radiant. It ought to serve our purpose. The music is superb. It's bound to be successful. With decent lyrics, I promise you that everyone will think it. A new and brilliant creation of my genius.
The verses of 6 syllables. Let's see now. It so happens I have here an old play of mine by the title I Vespri Siciliani.
Oh, such a large cast.
I start with 15, but of these 10 get murdered. Let's see if it contains a song for you. This one should do it. It is beautiful. Shoot me not, I'm not a Frenchman. It has too many syllables.
Oh, sweetest remembrance of glances so radiant.
Shoot me not, I'm not.
Oh, it won't take. Go on.
Oh, he is another. On what presumption wilt thou impair me? Verses of my children.
Let's skip it.
This one will do splendidly.
Let's hear it.
If weeping and bleeding, if eyes that are bleeding, could never endeavor to soften his heart, then reach for thy dagger, avenger in anger, complete my frustration, let perish this heart.
Bravissimo, it's perfect. But it needs 2 more lines. They'll have to be added.
That will create a problem. Instead you could perhaps...
No, I want them.
If weeping and bleeding... I cannot!
Come on, keep trying.
No longer. This time I have it. No longer can reach thee.
Excellent, my friend. Can reach thee. The next line.
Let me see. It will have to rhyme with each thee. I don't have my book of rhymes on me, but I'll try to do my best. Impeach thee.
No.
Beseech thee.
Yes, yes.
Reach thee. Teach thee.
No.
Bleeding eyes that beseech thee.
Yes, keep going.
If eyes that are bleeding, but vainly beseech thee.
Beseech thee. Brilliant indeed. You are a genius. Now let me have this piece of brilliant work, and let us chat a moment. if the prince, your patron, really wants it. Mind you, I'm afraid we can't refuse him. We'll have to engage his singer.
Aha! I see it. Those 100 crowns made the right impression.
But Caesar Buffra, the other dramatic. How can we cast the two of them together?
It will not be easy at all.
Won't you give it some thought? Try to concoct some plot that will combine them. Why not try it? Be clever.
Nothing good can come from something done in such haste.
Who cares? I have here so much music, all good and ready, and all you have to do is write the words.
Do you know what you're asking?
Is it so difficult for you to write down a few lines? Don't forget, everything must be finished in 7 days.
I've heard that song before.
Regarding that, His Grace the Count of Pincio is quite inflexible. Quiet! Now let me see if I can find an aria that might do for our purpose. Listen to this one. When I was a jolly shipmate, o'er the Alps I gaily sailed.
Utter nonsense.
Here is another. If the sun should go to prison, what would do the stars in heaven?
That one's worse still.
Let me look for something better. Oh, my lady, dearest mistress, do not linger in affliction.
That one I would accept.
All right, then take it. Invent some good ideas, piece them together, so we can use both singers. Also patch up this aria and adapt the new words.
Do it cold. Just like that.
Never mind how the chord, we must be ready. Meanwhile, I'll take this aria and adapt the new words.
But I don't...
No buts, no protesting, we have to hurry.
If it's bad work he wants, bad work it shall be.
Very well, I'll make it down. Leggi fa come di tecca. Become useful for something. If they could only abandon their silly notion that anyone cares to hear their verses or even pays them attention. Oh, if they knew music is all that matters. Here's a well-rounded aria. In a moment, I'll take it to Eleonora. one. Dearest lady, dearest mistress, do not send your... Oh, I see. Like this. Do not send your soul to Hades. Delightful. Do not linger in affliction. And in no time at all we shall be ready. In short, he acts well who acts with speed.
I don't know. I'm talking on the phone. He knew that I was coming here.
You and his ways, if his musical science is no better than are his manners, then when it's trouble.
Come now, my little Nina, it is so awful to be alone here with me.
What presumption!
But you know that I love you.
You won't stop molesting me, I'll stop surely, and report it to the prince, understand?
What a curse it is to love you.
It's wonderful home, it is a great curse for you and for me.
Angry.
The jacket of a maestro is uncommon. Ah, look at all his music. Nothing but bloody operas. I hope the devil takes it. Last year, it fell flat on its face in grass. And I won't feel it. That will tell you what a boy must be. Even a child. Animal on the Alps, the tight alone give me the shivers. A chill, none of them for my voice. Here are several numbers, a quartet, a trio, a duet, and here's an aria. If in F major, I cannot stand arias in F major. I think something out dear maestro likes to drink. What wine is it? Drink to my health.
Wine on an empty stomach makes me sick.
I said drink before I pour it on you.
But Tonina...
Would you dare to have the nerve to refuse when I had tasted?
Well, so be it.
No, all of it.
You will make me throw up.
But drink it.
What a scourge.
I'm waiting. Like that good boy.
Come now, my dear Tonina.
I see a cave. I want to try it on.
Signor, I greet you, and the vodka. What's this? Oh, merciful God, what do I see here? For my beautiful music. What have you done? Look here. What the devil? Have you lost your mind?
I did not do it.
Who did then?
Over there.
Who is it? Who's wearing my new cape?
The buffa.
Yes, it's I. Is that how you behave when you're in the presence of a beautiful girl like myself?
Oh, my new cape, my beautiful new hat.
There was no one at all to give us.
Why apologize? Fine manners you have to keep me waiting an hour.
But you,
Behave, please,
Behave
Donina.
to me, insolent stupid poet. Behave to me. Am I perhaps crazy? Or maybe have you become my guardian?
tell a damnation, this woman is a demon, not a pooper. She will tear up the place if we don't stop her.
Try to be calm, please. For the sake of those 100, you know what?
Yes, but meanwhile,
Of course, you're absolutely right.
If you will promise to behave better, I shall forgive you.
oh, kid, now it is we who are at fault, not she.
Enough. Let us end this quarrel. We do have much more important things to do.
Then tell me, which roles are most suited for you?
Oh, I consider them all. The little shepherd, the old hag, the child, the simpleton, the cunning.
Those are all roles which are much too familiar. We need something new, different, exciting.
It just occurs to me, I also do quite well at seeing when I am crazy.
Never would I have guessed it.
I'm sure you do that one to perfection.
Would you ever believe it? That for sudden affluence of blood into my brain, for sudden pain, or anger, or for love, or any other cause, all at once I become bereft of reason. Strangely tired I go about, my eyes become delirious, my head is in disorder, I have hallucinations, become erratic, and I
too natural for my taste.
Anything else now?
For my part, I've seen enough.
Tonina, do you remember that funny cavatina which you sang for the prince and which made him laugh so much?
Oh, yes, that one. It's about one who stutters, and every syllable he stumbles and mumbles and stammers.
Prevent her from committing suicide.
That's all, don't worry, I'm very good at that.
Here is one of your arias.
Let's try it.
All right then, it's an allegretto.
Maestro, you will see now how she can sing at first sight.
Oh, well, I do everything at first sight.
Really? Let's see then. Madam, excuse me just for a moment.
Leave me like that.
I'll be right with you.
Here's your aria. Can we rehearse it now?
Certainly. Just as soon as I finish with this lady, I'll be right with you.
Tell me, who's that person?
She's an excellent buffa.
I don't mix with those buffers.
All right. Are you coming in or no?
In a moment. This is Donna Eleonora, who has just returned from Spain.
And if she were the Empress of Morocco, I would not give a damn.
Let us begin, I tell you.
Wait just a moment. This other lady has already begun.
Just on my class. I'm not used to waiting.
Where is what's wrong?
If you don't come at once, I'll sing alone.
I am going to tarry any longer. I'll sit at the cello and sing my aria to my own accompaniment.
Let us sing. I'll sing my song just the same.
attendants rearrange our seating, I invite you to enjoy the surroundings of the palace and to refresh yourselves in anticipation of our Austrian offering.